Hey everybody, so we are moving into the annual 7 week process of purification, and that begins on April 18th, and then it builds up for 7 weeks until June 5th, which is a really powerful opening for energy, union, also connection to soulmates, basically people that you can meet in your life to better help you, and you help them, and there's kind of like this shared mission. But it's really like during these 7 weeks the relationships between us and these different aspects of ourselves and these different aspects of our realities are going to be tested, purified, strengthened, checked out, because it's a 7 week process where each week is dedicated to a different dimension of our reality. So it's a really good opportunity and a really good time for us to really be present, become aware of the blockages that are keeping us from traveling from one level of consciousness into another one. So um, every week we will be connecting with a different archetypal energy that's available and tuning into that frequency that's available to everybody. So I think it's the biggest message is that we want to stop living our lives in repeat, and it's a time to really rewrite our story. So I will be doing a guided process workshop over 7 weeks. So you can sign up at any time, but you can jump in on whatever week you're on. If you start from the beginning, then you go through all seven. If you go in the middle, then you can go through 3 or 4. It's okay. Some is better than none, but I think a big message that I address in my classes is the basically the idea of writing your own story, of being able to narrate your life and not to relive the same old traumas or the stories that you tell yourself or that your family tells you or that your friends tell you. I am constantly reminding myself and also my clients that there's no need to hold on to these old stories and the negative experiences that you've had, because you are so much more than that. And because I'm in the business of really exposing the addiction to holding on to trauma in order to kind of excuse yourself from making changes in your life and evolving to the next level, this is something that I'm really passionate about, because it's many times that then we identify with negativity or we identify with trauma or we identify with challenges, and then we think that's what we are, but really we're so much more than it. Now, of course, granted, we are living in a time when the narrative seems to be written for us, and it's kind of like we're just going from one crisis into the next. And really, the truth is that there's always been crisis around us, but it hasn't been so much in our face and it hasn't been so much used to manipulate or to distract us from what's going on. And because so many people are asking me and have always asked me, this is a big question so many people have, whether they believe in astrology or spirituality or God or not, is our fate written in the stars? And I have to be honest, it is. However, there's a big however with that. There are many fates, and we can choose which one we want to face. And that means that we can choose the different stars that we want to be subjected to. We can choose what we want to face. Now, there's no skipping over fate, because it's something that we've created, it's something we need to transcend, it's something that we need to transform into something beautiful and into something useful. And this is a big part of these 7 weeks of accessing these 7 dimensions. But that path of really transforming fate and achieving our purpose is what's called our destiny. So being able to turn it into something positive, arriving at our destination, is a huge benefit to working and transforming these fates. But all of that aside, we are now called to review and rewrite the story, to flip the channel, change the station of the consensus reality. And on April 18th, a unique and powerful opportunity will open up for us to write our stories, which will have a huge impact on our DNA, even, okay? Because there's been so much impact on our DNA with the lockdowns, the quarantine, all kinds of things. It's been adjusting our environments, and our environments have a huge impact on our DNA. And as humans, we tend to evolve and adapt to our environment. So if you start to think about what's available there and what what we've been going through for the past 2 years, isolated in our comfort zones, in our homes, in the familiar places, never really experiencing a full face encounter with another human being, mostly interacting via 2D, we can already see how we're becoming more and more accustomed to that way of relating to each other. So this 7 week journey is more important than ever because it's offering that process of removing whatever is keeping us from accessing a vibration, the vibration really of the 7 of the 10 dimensions that we learn about in superstring theory. And we are called to really get back to our divine destinations. And you can definitely sign up. There's a link or a button somewhere wherever you're watching this. So we will really address these 7 aspects because they are the 7 dimensions within us, and we're going to be accessing them, dedicating one day to each aspect, or actually dedicating 1 week to each dimension. And then within that week, there are the 7 aspects. So we have 7 days, 7 weeks, a total of 49 days of addressing those blockages, removing them, and then being able to kind of clear these channels so that the blessings can manifest through. So for example, during the first 7 days of the first week, we're going to address 7 aspects of compassion. That's the dimension of mercy. So we're removing blockages that keeping us from experiencing unconditional love, grace. So that going forward, we can write our story with these qualities in mind. And again, to organize this process, I've created this online 7 week journey offering guidance and daily support to help you stay on track and connected and to a community that's consciously embarking on this journey, because we're all going to be going through it. We just might not be aware of it. So keep this in mind. Figure out what's the week, what's the cosmos asking you to do, and then know that that's what everyone else is going through as well. And to help with that every week, we're going to connect with different tarot cards from the Cosmic Pixels tarot deck as they are related to the 7 elements as they are related to the various elements within these 7 realms, these 7 dimensions. And this is not a random pull of the card, but a depiction of the archetypal energies and the images related to the week in question. And during that first week, we're going to work with the wands, which is the fire, the swords, which is the air, the cups, which is the water, and the coins, which is the earth, which are related to the 7 day process of rewriting your story of compassion in week 1. So you can see how beneficial and how helpful this tool, this technology we have that's available to us to use in our life to write our story and stop living the same old mistakes over and over and over again. It's really profound and it's really mind-blowing. So this is a time that we need to remember the spiritual blueprint of our reality and narrate our stories, heal our DNA. We need courage, inspiration, discipline, and appreciation to rewrite our stories, as we've been conditioned to really settle for the same story over and over and over and over again, using it as an excuse to not change. Now remember, your ego will be going on this 7 week journey whether you are aware of it or not. So it's really a good idea to do it consciously. You can sign up at any time during the 7 weeks up until June 5th, which then on June 5th will also be a live stream helping you connect with a very powerful angel, Raziel, and also connecting to the soulmate energy. So really, to get the most of this time, your task is to keep an open mind, surrender resistance, and focus to remove blockages that keep you from traveling from one level of consciousness to another. And the relationships between these 7 levels of consciousness are going to also show us how we misuse or how we use or abuse the life force that's available. So we're going to clean all that up, you guys, all right? So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys, working with you guys, and let me know how it's going for you during this time, during these 7 weeks. It's happening every year. And please feel free to share this with somebody in your reality you think that needs to also listen to this. Okay, you guys, thank you. Bye.